This is Blair's parents. I'm Beth.
And I'm Mike.
And we think you made a big mistake coming to tonight's show.
You're gonna regret wasting your time. Ugh.
It's morning again in America. Today, more men and women will go to work than ever before in our country's history. With interest rates at about half the record highs of 1980, nearly 2,000 families today will buy new homes, more than at any time in the past 4 years. This afternoon, 6,500 young men and women will be married. And with inflation at less than half of what it was just 4 years ago, they can look forward with confidence to the future. It's morning again in America. And under the leadership of President Reagan, our country is prouder and stronger and better. Why would we ever want to return to where we were less than 4 short years ago?
Morning, dear. Hey, Nance, what a terrible dream. I'm parched. That's better. I could use another one of those. That's one heck of a nurse.
War is a part of man's basic nature.
You cannot change the basic nature of man. The brain,
Poverty and crime are inevitable in a highly...
You have to learn to accept pain.
Don't get involved.
We can control emotions by introducing chemicals.
Tired of the old answers? You can know about life and how to improve it. Read Scientology, The Fundamentals of Thought by L. Ron Hubbard. Buy your copy at B. Dalton.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
This is unreal. Isn't this disgusting? Why doesn't anybody contact the president? Why is he letting this happen to us?
To sum up in the word of one irate motorist, the first day of the odd-even system was a disaster. Gas lines at many stations were a lot longer than normal.
Line today is longer than it's ever been. I have no explanation.
There's no shortage. I don't believe there's a shortage.
The odd-even system can't do anything about the problem of no gas. Some of the people online here have been in other lines and still don't have a tank of gas.
I've been in 2 gas lines already.
This morning?
This morning.
How long did you wait for the first one?
I've been in both lines over an hour, and I'm out of gas. Dead out.
Well, all you motorists with odd number plates, tomorrow, it's your turn. I'm Frank Casey, Action News.
Tonight, our money reporter Ed Berger is prepared, I think, to talk turkey on inflation. Ed?
Tony, you know, the current inflation problem has made it very difficult to get any bargains. Now, it seems appropriate
Here, let me
that our friend, Tom...
Easy.
Okay.
There we go. Now you got it.
Well...
broken down trains, filthy sidewalks, and taxes.
Our good mayor up here.
The filth, the subway service is very bad.
The air. It's too crowded.
Everything in general.
Well, Mayor Lindsay and his politics, that's what I dislike about New York.
It is totally unacceptable to me when people dump on New York. But how can I stop them when it's plain to see we're dumping on ourselves? We've got to sweep our sidewalks, put our trash in plastic bags, the bags in cans, etc., etc. How can we get the world to respect us if we don't respect ourselves? If you're a New Yorker, then sweep it, can it, bag it, and don't dump on New York.
Gardner Lewis. Just got back from Westworld.
Tell us how you liked it, Mr. Lewis.
When you played cowboys and Indians as a kid, you'd point your fingers and go bang, bang, and the other kid would lie down and pretend dead. Well, Westworld is the same thing, only it's for real. I shot 6 people. Well, they weren't real people.
What Mr. Lewis means is he shot 6 robots, scientifically programmed to look, act, talk, and even bleed just like humans do. Now, isn't that right?
Well, they may have been robots. I mean, I think they were robots. I know they were robots.
Yes, the robots of Westworld are there to serve you and to give you the most unique vacation experience of your life.
My name is Cinderella, and for breakfast I ate 2 dragons.
Yeah, that's fine,
and then
Pinocchio.
I ate the whole world, and then I sat on the moon, and then I became the President of the United States.
Wait a second, Pinocchio. Why
and
don't you...
then I drank 1,000,000 trillion glasses of milk, and then I ate airplanes, and I put the sun in my pocket.
Yeah, man, right on, man. Sure is cool, man.
Hey, this'll give me a good chance to test my compass.
Why don't you get lost with that compass?
You can't get lost with a compass. Hey, I'm on my way.
Hey, what's going down, y'all?
Man, Fat Abbott, what are you doing on this side of the hood?
You know something, Rudy? You're like school in summertime.
School in summertime?
Yeah, bitch, school in summertime. Open your fucking ears, oh, I'll pop your bitch ass. I'll be pop a yoba bitch your ass a tuba, bitcha.
What the hell is going on in this cartoon?
Warhol's arrival at his London gallery is like a royal progress. The enfant terrible become grand old man of modern art. But would he reveal much of what is behind the enigmatic image?
This is the first sort of major series of self-portraits for quite a long time. What prompted this one?
It's just, I ran out of ideas.
Well, that's what we were saying about the mass production.
That's right.
You know, it don't have no substance, so you can produce a lot of them very quickly, but they just as quickly lose their flavor. You know, just as quickly as something is #1 this week, you never heard of the people who did it next week because there was no substance there.
Bellissimo. But in Russia, there was a group of men who had seen how this very lack of belief in politics and dark uncertainty about the future could work to their advantage. What they had done was turn politics into a strange theatre, where nobody knew what was true or what was fake any longer. Zarkov came originally from the theatre world, and those who have studied his career say that what he did was take avant-garde ideas from the theatre and bring them into the heart of politics. Zarkov's aim was not just to manipulate people, but to go deeper and play with and undermine their very perception of the world, so they are never sure what is really happening. Which meant that no one was sure what was real or what was fake in modern Russia. As one journalist put it, it's a strategy of power that keeps any opposition constantly confused, a ceaseless shape-shifting that is unstoppable because it is indefinable. For them, reality was just something that could be manipulated and shaped into anything you wanted it to be.
For the last 100 years in our society, the most interesting writers have mostly been critics of the society. I like that position. I like the position of being able to express dissenting opinions.
And did you fulfill all your desires?
Certainly not.
About 6 months ago, I bought a new Honda Accord, and the salesman told me that it had cruise control. And I asked him, what is the problem to which cruise control is the solution? By the way, there's an extra charge for cruise control. And he said no one had ever asked him that before, but then he said, well, it's the problem of keeping your foot on the gas. And I said, well, I've been driving for 35 years. I'd never found that to be a problem. I mean, am I using this technology, or is it using me? Because in a technological culture, it is very easy to be swept up in the enthusiasm for technology. And of course, all the technophiles and around, all the people who adore technology and are promoting it everywhere you turn.
There are these two young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods at them and says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" And the two young fish swim on for a bit, and then eventually one of them looks over at the other and goes, "What the hell is water?"
He's an intellectual.
A special kind of intellect.
And his ideas are in the realm of intellect. They're complex ideas. But our society is a complex society.
The medium of our time, electric technology, everything from the light bulb to the telephone to the computer to jets to nuclear energy, is changing everything. We are in the middle of a tremendous clash between the old and the new.
The medium does things to people, and they're always completely unaware of this. They don't really notice the new medium that is roughing them up. They think of the old medium because the old medium is always the content of the new medium, as movies tend to be the content of TV.
How you use your eyes to see, your ears to hear, brings about new forms of human association and action.
And what people see at any time, what their attention is focused upon, is always the rearview mirror, never the present image or the present fact. The future of the future is the present, and this is something that people are terrified of.
But just as we are losing our confidence in the future, we are also beginning to close the door on our past. In a nation that was proud of hard work, strong families, close-knit communities, and our faith in God, too many of us now tend to worship self-indulgence and consumption. Human identity is no longer defined by what one does, but by what one owns. But we've discovered that owning things and consuming things does not satisfy our longing for meaning.
And I want to say this to the television audience. I made my mistakes, but in all of my years of public life, I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent. And in all of my years of public life, I have never obstructed justice. And I think, too, that I can say that in my years of public life, that I welcome this kind of examination, because people have got to know whether or not their president is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
So what, in a sense, you're saying is that there are certain situations where the president can decide that it's in the best interest of the nation or something, and do something illegal.
Well, when the president does it, that means that it is not illegal.
Hi, I'm Trevor Moore.
Did you know that it's illegal to say, I want to kill the President of the United States of America? It's illegal. It's a federal offense. It's one of the only sentences that you're not allowed to say. Now, it was okay for me to say it right then because I was just telling you that it's illegal to say, I want to kill the President of the United States of America. I'm not actually saying it. I'm just letting you know that it's illegal to say that. It's kind of like a public service. I'm letting you know so that you don't accidentally go out and say something like that. But what's interesting is that it's very illegal to say, I really, really think someone out there should kill the President of the United States of America. That's illegal, extremely illegal, very, very illegal, but not illegal to say with a mortar launcher. Because that's its own sentence. It's an incomplete sentence, but it may have nothing to do with the sentence before that. So that's perfectly fine, perfectly legal. I also found out that it's incredibly illegal, extremely illegal, to go on television and say something like the best place to fire a mortar launcher at the White House would be from the roof of the Rockefeller Hewitt building because of minimal security and you'd have a clear line of sight to the president's bedroom. Insanely illegal. Ridiculously, recklessly, insanely illegal. Yet even more illegal to show an illustrated diagram. Insanely illegal. Ridiculously, horribly felonious.
And now, the distinguished television news commentator, Mr. Howard Beale.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like at this moment to announce that I will be retiring from this program in 2 weeks' time because of poor ratings. Since this show was the only thing I had going for me in my life, I have decided to kill myself. I'm going to blow my brains out right on this program a week from today.
What the hell's going on?
Prepare yourself for a perfectly outrageous motion picture.
Howard Beale went up there last night and said what every American feels, that he's tired of all the bull.
Sakes, Diana, we're talking about putting a manifestly irresponsible man on national television.
I am not putting Howard back on the air.
It's not your show anymore, Max. It's mine.
I got a feeling I'm being made.
You are.
Got to warn you, I don't do anything on my first date.
We'll see. I want a show developed based on the activities of a terrorist group.
Well, Ahmed, I'm gonna make a TV star out of you. Just like Archie Bunker.
We're the #1 show in television!
We're number one!
There is no America. There is no democracy. There is only IBM and DuPont and Exxon.
And you have meddled with the primal forces of nature. And you will atone.
Am I getting through to you, Mr. Beale?
Why me?
Because you're on television, dummy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Network News Hour with Howard Beale.
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Things have got to change.
How many stations does this go
out? You've got to get mad.
67.
You've got to say... I want you to get up right now. Go to your window, stick your head out, and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Are they yelling in Atlanta, Herb?
Are they yelling in Atlanta, Ted?
I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore!
Network by Patty Chayefsky, directed by Sidney Lumet, produced by Howard Gottfried. Television will never be the same.